Do you have a goal in terms of the number of firms that you wanted to apply to?
I think for me, it was more about applying to fewer firms, but putting more effort into each individual application.
Okay.
I mean, the best strategy is to have obviously a balance between quality and quantity.
Yeah.
You know, lots of people will go, I'm going to apply for 100 internships a day. And, you know, it might work, but probably won't work. Whereas for me, I thought, you know, there are 5 or 6 firms I'm really interested in. If I just put a lot of thought into those applications, a lot of time in, then I've got a better chance of getting them. Because I mean, they're not looking for the, you know, the guy or girl who's sent the application in last minute and just chat GPT'd it.
Yeah.
They're looking for the person who's gone away and really put that effort in.
Yeah.
It didn't work necessarily. I got rejected by most of them, but I think with Sky, that was one where I really, you know, I really thought about it, researched the company, researched the job, practiced really hard for the interview, and it does pay off. So I think I only applied for about 5 or 6, which is quite maybe a few, maybe about 7 or 8, which is quite a good ratio.
Yeah.
But they do. I mean, even then, those rejections do still feel painful. They do still feel painful when you've done all the work, you've done the test, and they just say, "Sorry, we're not going to give you an interview." So, yeah, it's been. I mean, how's your experience been?
Yeah, that is crazy you say that because you applied to 7 or 8 and you got 1. I think that's really impressive because me and people who are applying in terms of the financial industry,
Yeah.
I'm applying to, we applied to 10s and 50s and 100s, and I think it got to the point where I gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna get one this year, and then that's when I actually got my internship. So yeah, I applied to. I don't know the exact number, but it's more than 45.
Wow.
Yeah, I applied to so much.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think maybe I should have gone more with your approach in terms of quality over quantity. Yeah, because I guess for me, I just had this overwhelming sense of almost like a feeling of fear, like I didn't want to not get an internship because I had all these role models and all these people telling me, like, Jerry, you have to get an internship. If you want to have a chance to break in after you graduate, like, this is so important. You have to. So in my head, the narrative was you have to. So I guess I just went for as many as possible.
Yeah.
And I did try to put effort in. I wouldn't say it was perfect. Like, I had some, I'm sure maybe you had some tests, you know, the logical numerical tests that you might have fumbled, you know. I had some, I had some where I fumbled, and because, you know, with those tests there's like a threshold, there's a minimum sort of standard you have to get. If you get below that, automatically get rejected. And I think a heartbreaking point for me, I don't know exactly which company it was, but I did the numerical test. Yeah. Like 30 minutes later, he sent me an email. Oh, Jerry, unfortunately, this is not gonna work. That's the worst. And that's when I knew I fumbled that test. I just knew.
Yeah.
But my experience overall, I think it peaked towards the end.
Yeah.
You know, 99% of it was horrible rejections, and thankfully I got one towards the end, and we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, I'm happy you got one at Sky. You said it was consulting?
Commercial strategy, yeah. So it's I was originally going for consulting, but I thought I should try go a bit broader, just because the consulting ones were applications were not going well.
Yeah.
So I went a bit broader, just in terms of still within the business field, but not necessarily consulting. So just an internal job, and. I suppose there's sort of two sides to consulting. I mean, you have the strategy side and the management side. So the management side is more about processes, business change. So that's why I applied to the job at the FCA, because they were doing an internal business change job.
Yeah.
And then Sky was sort of that other side, the strategy side. So it's within their strategy team. So it means that the bar was slightly lower. It was still, it's still tough. You know what they're like. It's still a tough process, but. It just meant that I had a bit more of a chance, and it paid off. So, but the good thing is I can still go from there to consulting. Obviously, it's good, relevant experience. It just means that I think a bit like you mentioned there, the pressure of not having an internship. And I just thought, even if it's not consulting, it needs to be something relevant, because otherwise I'm just screwed in terms of my career. I think that's the problem. The pressure is just so high now.
Yeah, it's really crucial to at least just have your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Because of just how competitive everything is right now. Everything's just super competitive. So yeah, for people who have got internships, I'm sure they're super relieved.
Yeah.
For those who haven't as well, I mean, it isn't the end of the world. There's always
Absolutely
other things you can do. There's still more internships, even though you could say it's late now, it's April, but there's still more internships that are open for applications right now.